Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in Moments. I'm Elena, your guide for this incredible language adventure. If you've just discovered our channel, know this. We're dedicated to uploading fresh English learning content daily, packed with practical exercises to boost your fluency, one confident step at a time. Today, we're embarking on something truly special. Forget where you think you are on your language journey. We're mapping out a clear path from fundamental beginnings all the way to advanced proficiency. This isn't just theory, it's a hands-on experience, brimming with listening and speaking drills, concise dialogues, and descriptive passages. So settle in because you won't want to miss a single moment of Episode 1, The Foundation of Fluency. Let's dive in. Level 1. First Impressions and Everyday Words. Our expedition begins at Level 1, focusing on making those first connections and mastering essential daily phrases. Imagine you're shaking hands with someone new. A friendly smile, and you might say, "Hi, my name is Chloe. What's your name?" And they reply, "Hello, I'm Ben." "Great to meet you." Your response? "You too, Ben." These simple exchanges are the bedrock of confidence at Level 1. Try practicing with different identities. "Greetings, I'm Sophia." "What's your name?" "Pleased to meet you, I'm Daniel." Building these short conversations is key to feeling comfortable speaking. Let's expand a little. "Where are you from?" "I hail from Brazil. And yourself?" "I'm from Ireland." Simple questions, straightforward answers, they unlock genuine connections. Consider a very basic daily scenario at Level 1. Little Maya stirs awake early. She offers a cheerful good morning to her grandmother. Her grandmother smiles back and asks, "Morning, Maya. How are you feeling?" Maya responds, "I'm good, thank you." And her grandmother says, "That's wonderful." These brief interactions are the very essence of communication. At Level 1, we also get comfortable with foundational verbs. I drink, you read, he draws, she sings. These are straightforward present tense statements. Focus on delivering them slowly and distinctly. Let's try. I eat fruit. He kicks a ball. She enjoys art. All these are quintessential Level 1 practice sentences. You can easily construct more by remembering the doer, the action, and sometimes the recipient of the action. Level 2. Daily habits and routine activities. Time to advance to the next stage. At Level 2, we start describing our daily routines, detailing our day moment by moment. Listen to this example. My alarm rings at 7 each morning. I cleanse my teeth. I take a shower. Then I enjoy my breakfast. Following that, I head off to work. This sequence is excellent for speaking practice. Try it with your own schedule. I rise at 6. I prepare coffee. I scan the news. I get ready for school. Articulating your daily rhythm aloud will train your mind to process thoughts in English. Now for a short narrative from Level 2. This is the story of Liam. Liam is a student. He rises early in the morning. He puts on his school uniform. He packs his backpack and departs for school. On his journey, he encounters his friend, Noah. They stroll to school together. At school, Liam engages with English, mathematics, and science. He has a fondness for English because his instructor is very encouraging. After school, he returns home and plays basketball. This straightforward story utilizes elementary vocabulary and demonstrates how common actions are articulated in English. Let's incorporate some questions at this level. At what time do you wake up? I wake up at 7. What do you have for breakfast? I eat cereal and toast. Aim to practice these questions and answers. It will enhance your conversational speed and comprehension. Level 3. Adding detail, reflecting on the past, and future intentions. Now, let's explore Level 3. Here we infuse our conversations with more detail, discussing our preferences and beginning to employ the past tense. Here's a sample dialogue. What do you enjoy doing in your free time? I love diving into books and listening to melodies. What style of music appeals to you? I prefer gentle and calming tunes. These types of discussions characterize Level 3. Let's consider a brief narrative from Level 3. Olivia visited the market yesterday. She acquired some fresh vegetables and fruits. She also purchased bread and milk. Post-shopping, she stopped at the bakery and bought a chocolate cake. Afterwards, she returned home and assisted her mother in the kitchen. They prepared lunch together. Olivia recounted her day at school to her mother. It was a pleasant day. This tale employs the simple past tense. Went, bought, made, told. Listen again and try echoing it. Olivia visited the market. She acquired vegetables. She returned home. She assisted her mother. You can experiment by changing the subject. Leo visited the park. He played soccer. He drank water. Endeavor to form your own simple past tense sentences. Level 3 also enables us to articulate our emotions. I'm feeling cheerful today. He seems weary. She's enthusiastic about her journey. Try articulating your own feelings. I feel anxious before presentations. I feel joyful when I hear music. These are practical sentences for daily use. Imagine a conversation between two companions. Emily and Chloe are discussing their weekend plans. Emily asks, "What are your plans for this weekend?" Chloe responds, "I'm heading to the theater with my cousins." Emily says, "That sounds delightful. Which film will you see?" Chloe replies, "We're going to watch a comedy." Emily responds, "Have a wonderful time." This use of the future tense with going to is vital at Level 3. You can apply it like this. I'm going to visit my relatives tomorrow. He is going to commence a new role next week. Let's pause briefly to focus on clear and deliberate speech. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7. She reads a story. We are heading to the park. They watched a movie yesterday. These sentences will help you grasp the rhythm of English. And remember, making mistakes is part of the process. It means you're trying. Consistent effort leads to consistent progress. The more you speak, the more naturally it flows. Here's another short story for Level 3 practice. This time, it's about a young man named Max. Max adores painting. Each weekend, he retrieves his paints and brushes. Last Saturday, he created a landscape of a forest. His father observed it and exclaimed, "Wow, that's magnificent!" Max smiled and said, "Thank you, Dad." Then he painted a bird in a river. He was very content. Notice verbs like adorays, retrieves, created, observed, exclaimed, smiled. These examples illustrate how different tenses are employed. Let's conclude this segment with some practice. Articulate these sentences after me. I enjoy tea. She plays the violin. He went to the grocery store. We are going to have lunch. These are everyday phrases that build your fluency. Level 4, actions in progress, abilities, and obligations. As we progress on our journey, we now step into Level 4. Here, we become more adept at using English in practical, everyday situations. We start constructing longer dialogues and frequently employ the present continuous tense. This tense is used for actions happening right now. For instance, I am talking to you. You are viewing a video. She is preparing dinner. These all describe ongoing actions. You can practice in this manner. I am learning English. He is preparing for his exam. They are playing outdoors. Let's consider a brief story using the present continuous tense. Sarah is in her kitchen. She is simmering soup for supper. Her brother is seated at the table, immersed in a book. Her mother is conversing on the phone. The house smells wonderful because the soup is nearly ready. Sarah announces, "Dinner is almost done." Her brother responds, "Fantastic. I'm starving." In this narrative, we observe numerous continuous tense actions. Try repeating them slowly. She is simmering soup. He is reading a book. They are eating dinner. Now let's envision a short conversation at level 4. Liam is at a cafe with his friend Oliver. Liam says, "I am waiting for the server." Oliver responds, "Me too, I am truly hungry." Liam glances around and remarks, "The server is approaching now." Oliver smiles and replies, "Finally." These concise yet expressive exchanges are valuable for practice. They are useful in real-life situations at cafes, eateries, or any venue where spontaneous conversations occur. Let's practice questions using the present continuous tense. What are you doing? I am drafting an email. Is she attending the party? Yes, she is attending. Are they watching television? No, they are studying. Try to formulate 5 such questions and articulate their answers. This method trains your mouth and mind to cooperate in English. Next, we begin using can and can't to express ability. I can swim. She can drive. We can converse in English. And the negative form, I can't sing. He can't cook. They can't play guitar. Let's apply this in a story. Emily is 12 years old. She can cycle, but she can't operate a car. Oh, her elder sibling can drive. He often gives her a ride to school. Emily can also swim, but she cannot dive yet. She is gradually learning. This narrative provides examples of ability within context. Practice saying, I can prepare simple meals. I can't speak Mandarin. I can acquire English. Another potent phrase at this level is have to or don't have to for obligation. For instance, I have to rise early. She has to complete her assignment. We don't have to depart today. These sentences help you convey duty or freedom. Let's use them in a short paragraph. Daniel is a university student. He has to prepare for his examinations. He has to awaken early each morning. On weekends, he doesn't have to attend university, so he unwinds, plays games, and watches movies. He states, I cherish weekends because I don't have to wake up early. Level 5. Past actions in progress, future plans, modals, and comparisons. At level 5, we begin to integrate the past continuous tense, various future forms, and modal verbs for more natural expression. Let's begin with the past continuous. This tense describes an action that was ongoing at a specific moment in the past. For example, I was studying at 9 p.m. She was cooking when my call came in. They were watching TV while I was reading. Try repeating, I was sleeping when the phone rang. He was walking home when the rain began. These are highly practical uses of English. Here's a narrative employing the past continuous tense. Last night, it was raining heavily. Ethan was seated by the window, observing the rainfall. His sister was listening to music. Their parents were preparing dinner in the kitchen. The lights flickered off, and they all gathered in the living room with candles. Ethan remarked, "This feels like camping." They were savoring the peaceful atmosphere. This kind of story helps you absorb and appreciate the language. Now let's practice the future tense. We use will and going to discuss future events. For example, I will phone you tomorrow. She is going to commence a new job. They will journey next month. Practice like this. I will sip tea in the evening. He is going to acquire a new phone. We will study for the test together. All these forms enable you to articulate future events clearly. Here's a short story featuring the future tense. Clara is organizing her weekend. She states, I will clean the house on Saturday. On Sunday, I'm going to visit my aunt. In the evening, I will watch a film. Her friend Maya says, Sounds excellent. I will join you for the film. They both smile, anticipating the weekend. This type of story prepares you for real-life planning and discussions. At this stage, you should also start employing modal verbs such as should, must, could, and might. These enrich your sentences with power and nuance. For example, you should consume more water. We must show respect to our elders. He could arrive late. It might rain today. These terms help you convey advice, possibility, necessity, and more. Let's practice with a brief paragraph. Oliver is feeling unwell. His friend advises, You should consult a doctor. Oliver replies, I might go this evening. His friend insists, You must take care of yourself. Later, Oliver visits the clinic. The doctor instructs, You should rest for a day. These types of conversations help you speak English with empathy and politeness. Let's slow down for a moment and reiterate some crucial sentence structures from this level. I was reading a novel. She will arrive promptly. We might go out. You should drink water now. Articulate your own versions of these. Personalize them. This makes the language feel authentic and natural. At level 5, we also delve into comparisons. She is taller than her brother. This book is more captivating than that one. My residence is larger than yours. Let's construct a story using comparisons. David has 2 dogs. One is large and one is small. The large dog is more lethargic than the small one. The small dog is quicker and more playful. David says both are adorable, but they possess distinct traits. Try making comparisons about your own family, your city, your companions, and even your daily habits. At this juncture, you also start observing how English is utilized differently in formal and informal contexts. For instance, instead of saying, give me water, you could say, could you please offer me a glass of water? This minor alteration makes your English polite and respectful. Practice transforming basic sentences into polite ones. Close the door becomes, could you kindly close the door? Help me becomes, can you assist me, please? These are incredibly useful in daily life. Let's now imagine a conversation between 2 individuals in a professional setting. The manager states, could you please forward the report by tomorrow? The employee responds, certainly, I will finalize it today. The manager says, thank you, I appreciate your effort. These are professional modes of communication. Even if your English isn't perfect, a polite tone and clear intent are highly beneficial. Level 6, conditional scenarios, expressing views, enhanced descriptions, and phrasal verbs. As we advance into level 6, our aim is to employ more intricate sentence structures, explore conditional statements, and enhance our ability to articulate opinions, justifications, and possibilities. At this level, we concentrate on situations demanding more thoughtful and naturally fluent English. A crucial aspect is the application of first conditional sentences. This structure enables you to discuss plausible future scenarios. For example, if it rains, I will remain indoors. If she studies diligently, she will pass the examination. If we are delayed, we will miss the train. These sentences are potent as they assist in making choices, formulating plans, and predicting outcomes. Let's incorporate this structure into a story. Chris is arranging a picnic with his friends. He says, "If the weather is favorable, we will proceed to the lake. If it rains, we will stay home and watch a film." His friend Leo adds, "If we go to the lake, I'll bring sandwiches." Their friend Mia contributes, "If we stay home, I'll prepare popcorn." This brief conversation is rich with authentic English. Try applying similar sentences in your own life. If I conclude work early, I will visit my friend. If I don't get enough sleep, I will feel fatigued. At level 6, we also introduce the second conditional, which is utilized for hypothetical or improbable situations. For instance, if I possessed $1 million, I would journey globally. If she knew the answer, she would inform you. If I were taller, I would participate in basketball. These sentences are ideal for expressing aspirations and imagined results. Let's craft a short scene. Sophia says, "If I were a bird, I would soar across the ocean." Her brother laughs and replies, "If I had wings, I would accompany you." These sentences expand both your imagination and your grammatical proficiency. Now let's practice articulating opinions using phrases such as "I believe," "in my view," or "I feel that." For example, "I believe acquiring English is very beneficial." "In my view, everyone should practice daily." "I feel that speaking is the paramount skill." Now practice with your own perspectives. "I think reading stories is enjoyable." "I believe persistence leads to perfection." These simple sentence starters empower you to convey your thoughts with assurance. Let's incorporate these expressions into a dialogue. Two friends are discussing methods to improve English. Chloe asserts, "I think watching English television series is the most effective approach." Ben responds, "I feel that engaging in conversation with a partner is more impactful." Chloe adds, "In my opinion, both are useful if we maintain consistency." Ben smiles and affirms, "Yes, I believe that too." These exchanges help you partake in authentic conversations. We also begin utilizing relative clauses to provide additional information. For example, "The gentleman who resides next door is a physician." "This is the book that I mentioned to you." "She is the educator whom everyone holds in high regard." These clauses make your sentences sound more fluid and comprehensive. Try these. "I have a colleague who speaks 3 languages." "This is the establishment that we dined at last week." Let's integrate this into a story. Liam is a chef who works in a renowned restaurant. He delights in crafting dishes that incorporate local herbs. His team comprises individuals who are trained in various culinary traditions. Together, they prepare meals that are bursting with flavor. In this manner, relative clauses enrich your narratives. At level 6, we also concentrate on phrasal verbs. These are verbs composed of 2 or more words like look up, call off, take on, and put down. For example, "Don't give up." "Keep striving." "She looks after her younger sibling." "We ran out of milk." "Can you turn on the light?" These are frequently used by native speakers. Try incorporating them into your own sentences. "I will never give up on my aspirations." "We ran out of time during the examination." These concise phrases are potent instruments for achieving fluency. Let's consider a short routine narrative employing phrasal verbs. Leo was tidying his apartment. He picked up the items from the floor and put them away. Then he turned on the vacuum cleaner. Suddenly, the power went out. He called up his friend to come over and help. Together, they figured out the issue. Later, Leo said, "Thanks for helping me out." This story includes several practical phrasal verbs: pick up, put away, turn on, go out, call up, come over, figure out, help out. Now we shift towards cultivating emotional and social English. This encompasses expressions like, that sounds fantastic. I'm not entirely certain about that, let me ponder. I would be delighted. These are brief, spontaneous phrases commonly used in conversations. Imagine this scenario. Olivia extends an invitation to her friend, Mia, for a gathering. Olivia says, "Hey, Mia, there's a party this Saturday. Care to join?" Mia responds, "That sounds fantastic." "What time?" Olivia replies, "Around 6 in the evening." Mia smiles, "I would be delighted." These informal, amiable expressions help your English sound authentic and fluent. At this juncture, practicing short telephone conversations is beneficial. Here's an example. "Hello, is this Ms. Taylor?" "Yes, who's calling?" "Hi, it's Ben. And we're just calling to inquire about our scheduled meeting." "Oh, yes, it's 4 p.m. today." "Wonderful. See you there." You can also practice leaving a message. "Hi, this is Liam. I'm calling to confirm my appointment. Please return my call. Thanks." These patterns are excellent for daily life practice. Another valuable skill involves making requests and offers. For example, "Could you assist me?" "May I borrow your book?" "Would you care for some tea?" "Shall I open the window?" These make you sound polite and self-assured in real situations. Let's practice them in a story. Sophia is in the library. She says, "Excuse me, could you help me locate this book?" The librarian responds, "Certainly, I'll check the database." Later, Sophia encounters her friend and asks, "Would you like to go for coffee?" Her friend replies, "Yes, I would love to." These conversations help you communicate naturally. Furthermore, at level 6, we become more attuned to expressing cause and effect. We use because, so, since, and therefore. For example, I remained indoors because it was raining. He studied diligently, so he passed the exam. Since it's late, we should leave. She was fatigued, therefore she rested. These connect your ideas smoothly. Try constructing your own. I consumed water because I was parched. We departed early, so we arrived on time. These patterns are prevalent in both written and spoken English. Here's a paragraph to aid in practicing cause and effect. Noah missed his bus because he woke up late, so he had to take a taxi. Since he was in a hurry, he skipped breakfast. Therefore, he felt very tired by midday. His teacher advised, "Try to sleep early so you can arrive punctually." Noah agreed and stated, "I'll perform better tomorrow." These interconnected sentences make your narratives more fluent and logical. Let's now take a moment and pause and reiterate some varied practice sentences. If I complete my work, I will call you. If I were in your shoes, I would study more. She is the young lady who assisted me. We ran out of coffee. That sounds intriguing. Can you help me carry this? He left early because he had a meeting. These lines revisit many concepts we've explored thus far. Continue repeating them with different subjects. Alter the names, the tenses, and the specifics. This will keep your practice fresh and your mind engaged. If you are learning independently, speak aloud. If you have a companion, practice together. Do not fear mistakes. Fluency develops through consistent usage and continuous enhancement. Level 7. Advanced fluency, nuance, and real-world communication. Now, as we approach level 7, we begin refining our communication in both informal and formal environments. This is the phase to concentrate on fluency, tone, emotional expression, and a natural delivery. You are already skilled at constructing sentences, posing questions, and providing answers. At this level, we deepen that proficiency. A key focus area is expressing emotions and reactions. This includes phrases like, I'm genuinely thrilled. That makes me apprehensive. I was astonished to learn that. It truly broke my heart. These sentences are rich with feeling and help you forge deeper connections with others. Let's illustrate with a brief story featuring emotional expressions. Chloe just received an email. She reads it and beams. I'm utterly overjoyed, she exclaims. I've been accepted into the university exchange program. Well, her mother embraces her and says, I'm incredibly proud of you. Later, Chloe calls her friend. She confides, I was anxious before opening the email, but now I'm on cloud 9. Her friend responds, That's fantastic news. You deserve it. This kind of dialogue teaches you to articulate happiness, apprehension, relief, and joy, all integral to human interaction. Another skill at this level is agreeing and disagreeing respectfully. Instead of saying, You're mistaken, we might say, I'm not entirely convinced by that. Or, That's a compelling point, but I perceive it differently. For instance, in a discussion about daily routines, you could say, I concur that rising early is beneficial. Or, I grasp your perspective, but I prefer working during the night. These polite disagreements are vital in group discussions, workplaces, and even among friends. Here's a concise example in a classroom setting. The teacher states, consistent reading enhances vocabulary. One student replies, I wholeheartedly agree. It has significantly helped me. Another student says, I see your point, but I find listening to podcasts more beneficial for my learning. This demonstrates how discussions unfold in real life by expressing opinions with respect. We also begin incorporating advanced temporal expressions like by the time, as soon as, while, before, and after. These lend greater clarity to your narratives. Let's try them. By the time I arrived, the film had already commenced. As soon as she reached home, she took a brief rest. While I was strolling, the rain began. I contacted him after I completed dinner. Practice using these in your personal experiences. For example, before I retire, I read a book. While cooking, I listened to music. These small phrases make a substantial difference. Now let's construct a short story using temporal expressions. Oliver was at work. While he was drafting a report, his phone rang. It was his sister. She instructed, Call me back as soon as you're free. After he finished the report, he phoned her. She exclaimed, I have wonderful news. By the time they concluded the call, both were smiling. These minute details help you practice listening and speaking with the temporal context. At this stage, you can also explore cause and result using expressions like so that, in order to, and because of. For example, she studied diligently so that she could pass the examination. He exercises daily in order to maintain his health. Because of the traffic, we arrived late. Let's apply it. Maya awakens early in order to reach work punctually. She departs home at 7 a.m. so that she avoids congestion. Because of her discipline, she is never tardy. These patterns are excellent for expressing intention and consequence. Another valuable structure is indirect speech. This involves reporting what someone else said without quoting their precise words. For example, direct. He said, I am tired. Indirect. He said that he was tired. Direct. She said, I will come later. Indirect. She said that she would come later. Mastering indirect speech helps you convey information clearly in both writing and speaking. Let's try a story. Ben stated, I'm learning Italian. Later, his friend informed someone Ben said that he was learning Italian. Ben also mentioned, I will travel to Rome. His friend reported, he said that he would travel to Rome. These examples help you understand how tenses shift when using indirect speech. Practice recounting news stories and conversations in this manner. At level 7, we also focus on connecting ideas using linking words like however, on the other hand, in addition, therefore, and although. These words help you sound like a highly proficient speaker. Let's try a few. She intended to go out. However, it started raining. He enjoys coffee. On the other hand, I prefer tea. They studied extensively. Therefore, they passed. Although it was late, he continued working. These connectors act as bridges between your ideas. Let's incorporate them into a paragraph. Sophia wished to watch a movie. However, her internet connection was down. On the other hand, she had a new book to read. In addition, her brother was also engaged in reading. Therefore, they spent a tranquil evening reading together. Although she missed the movie, she was content to unwind. This kind of storytelling prepares you for writing essays, participating in debates, or simply sharing narratives. Another area of focus is describing habits and routines, using the present perfect and present perfect continuous tenses. For example, I have resided here for 5 years. She has been working throughout the day. They have studied English since childhood. These sentences help describe actions that commenced in the past and are still ongoing or relevant now. Let's practice. I have never tasted sushi. He has visited Tokyo twice. We have been waiting for an hour. Try them with your own examples. Here's a brief routine story. David has been employed at the library for 7 years. He has assisted countless patrons over the years. He has also acquired extensive knowledge about literature. He has been studying to become a head librarian. His dedication is yielding results. These sentences illustrate progress, duration, and commitment. At this level, we also develop the ability to use the passive voice. Instead of saying, they constructed the building, you can say, the building was constructed. The emphasis shifts to the action itself rather than the doer. For example, the meal was prepared by my sibling. The room is cleaned daily. The project will be finished soon. These forms are frequently used in news reports and formal writing. Let's try it in a short paragraph. The community center was renovated last month. New programs were introduced for all ages. A new art studio was established on the upper floor. All residents were enthusiastic. The improvements were well received by everyone. Try converting your active sentences into passive ones. The artist painted the mural becomes the mural was painted by the artist. You should also practice expressing preferences and making suggestions. Use phrases like I'd prefer, I rather, let's, how about, and why don't we? For example, I'd rather remain home tonight. I prefer coffee to tea. Let's watch a comedy. How about taking a walk? Why don't we try that new restaurant? Let's imagine a brief conversation. Sarah and Liam are planning their weekend. Sarah says, let's go shopping. Liam replies, I'd rather stay home and relax. Sarah says, how about we watch a movie at home? Liam smiles and says, perfect idea. These are polite and casual suggestions you can use at any time. Now let's slow down and do some practice. Repeat these sentences aloud. I have lived in this city for 8 years. He has been studying since morning. The report was written by her. Let's go out for dinner. How about we meet at 7 p.m.? She said that she would call me. Keep practicing these daily. Articulate them aloud, transcribe them, and create your own versions. Even without a partner, you can practice by envisioning a dialogue. You can select two characters and have them converse. For example, one person asks, "What have you been up to lately?" The other responds, "I've been immersing myself in English." You can go back and forth. This makes you more fluent, more self-assured, and more at ease with extended conversations. As we bring this comprehensive journey to a close, remember that mastering English, from foundational steps to advanced fluency, transcends mere memorization or exam success. It's about articulating your thoughts, conveying your emotions, and truly connecting with others. Embrace English as an integral part of your daily existence. Immerse yourself in books, watch English programs with subtitles, engage in self-talk, maintain a journal in English, and even impart what you've learned to someone else. These consistent small efforts accumulate into substantial improvements. And now, before we conclude, here's your final practical assignment. Envision your ideal day. Describe it in vivid detail, employing all the concepts and phrases you've explored in this episode. For instance, I wake up early, enjoy a refreshing walk in the park, and savor fresh juice. I then delve into a few pages of an English novel and listen to calming music. Afterwards, I meet my friends for lunch at a delightful cafe where we discuss our aspirations and future plans. In the evening, I unwind with a film and jot down a brief entry in my English journal before retiring. This paragraph beautifully integrates daily actions, present tense, descriptive language, and emotional expression. Try composing or vocalizing your own rendition. Thank you immensely for accompanying me on this extensive learning experience. Remember, progress is a blend of patience and consistent practice. If you found this video beneficial, please show your support by giving it a like and sharing it with other English learners. Most importantly, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, English in Moments. We publish a new video daily to propel your English journey forward. I'm Elena, and it has been an absolute pleasure to guide you today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next episode, Building Beyond Basics. Bye for now.